Our world, this beautiful, intricate blue marble spinning in the vastness of space, is our only home. For millennia, it has maintained a delicate balance, a perfect climate that has allowed life in all its breathtaking diversity to flourish. This balance, however, is now being disturbed. We are witnessing a change on a global scale, a gradual but persistent warming of our planet's atmosphere. This phenomenon, which we call global warming, is not some distant, abstract concept. It is a present and urgent reality. It is the single greatest threat that our natural world and indeed our own civilization has ever faced. We must understand it, for our future depends on it. Why should this warming concern us? It is because every single living thing, from the smallest insect to the largest whale, is connected to the climate. The seasons dictate when flowers bloom, when birds migrate, and when animals bear their young. The temperature of our oceans determines the health of our coral reefs, those vibrant underwater cities teeming with life. For humanity, a stable climate has allowed us to build societies, grow our food, and plan for the future with a degree of certainty. When we alter this fundamental system, we pull at the threads that hold the entire tapestry of life together, creating uncertainty for all. The evidence of this change is all around us, for those who choose to look. We see it in the ancient ice of the polar regions, which is now melting at a rate that is truly alarming. Glaciers that have stood like sentinels for thousands of years are retreating before our very eyes. We see it in the rising levels of our seas, a slow but relentless advance that threatens coastal communities around the globe. The planet is sending us signals, clear and unambiguous signs that the equilibrium we have relied upon for so long is now under severe strain. It is a quiet alarm that is growing louder with each passing year. This is not a matter of politics or opinion, it is a matter of science and observation. The Earth has a natural greenhouse effect, a wonderful mechanism where certain gases in our atmosphere trap the sun's heat, keeping our planet warm enough for life to exist. Without it, the Earth would be a frozen, desolate world. But the problem we now face is that human activities are adding vast quantities of these gases, thickening this atmospheric blanket far beyond its natural state. It is like putting too many blankets on a bed. The warmth becomes excessive, uncomfortable, and ultimately dangerous. Our planet is developing a fever and we are the cause. The story of this excess warmth begins with our immense appetite for energy. To power our homes, our cities, and our industries, we have turned to what lies beneath the ground: fossil fuels. Coal, oil, and natural gas are the remnants of ancient life, vast stores of carbon locked away for millions of years. When we burn them, we release that carbon into the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide, the most significant of the greenhouse gases. Every time we switch on a light, drive a car, or fly in an airplane, we are, in a small way, contributing to the thickening of that atmospheric blanket. This has powered our modern world, but it has come at a great cost. Alongside our thirst for energy is our need for land. To grow our food, raise livestock, and build our settlements, we have cleared vast areas of forest. Forests are the lungs of our planet. Trees, through the miraculous process of photosynthesis, breathe in carbon dioxide and store it in their trunks, branches, and roots, while breathing out the oxygen we all need to survive. When we cut down these forests, especially the ancient rainforests, we do two things. We release the immense stores of carbon the trees hold, and we destroy our planet's very ability to remove carbon dioxide from the air. It is a double blow to the climate system. The way we produce our food also has a significant impact on the climate. Modern agriculture, particularly the raising of livestock like cattle, produces another powerful greenhouse gas called methane. While it stays in the atmosphere for a shorter time than carbon dioxide, its warming effect is much more potent. The fertilizers used to grow our crops also release nitrous oxide, yet another gas that contributes to the warming of our planet. Our global food system, which sustains billions of people, has become an enormous source of the very emissions that are altering the world's climate and threatening our future ability to feed ourselves. These sources, the burning of fossil fuels, the destruction of our forests, and the practices of modern agriculture, are the primary drivers of the change we are now experiencing. They are the human fingerprint on the climate system. For the first time in the history of our planet, a single species has become a geological force, capable of altering the very chemistry of the atmosphere. This is a profound responsibility and one that we have not yet fully grasped. The consequences of our actions are no longer a distant prophecy. They are here, and they are unfolding all around us. The effects of this planetary fever are not uniform. They manifest in different ways across the globe, but they are all interconnected. One of the most visible consequences is the intensification of our weather. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, which leads to heavier rainfall and more severe flooding in some regions. In other parts of the world, the same extra heat leads to longer and more intense periods of drought, turning fertile land to dust. Storms, such as hurricanes and cyclones, draw their energy from warm ocean waters. As the oceans heat up, these storms are becoming more powerful and more destructive, putting millions of people at risk. The natural world, in all its wonderful complexity, is struggling to adapt to these rapid changes. Coral reefs, those vibrant nurseries of the sea, are exceptionally sensitive to temperature. Even a small increase in ocean warmth can cause them to expel their colorful algae, a process known as bleaching that leaves them as white, ghostly skeletons. On land, animals that are adapted to specific climates find their habitats shrinking. Polar bears, which rely on sea ice to hunt for seals, are finding their hunting grounds literally melting away from beneath their feet. Every ecosystem is being affected, and countless species are being pushed towards extinction. For humanity, the consequences are deeply personal. Rising sea levels, driven by melting ice and the expansion of warmer ocean water, pose a direct threat to the hundreds of millions of people living in low-lying coastal areas and on small island nations. Their homes, their communities, and their cultures are at risk of being submerged. Changes in weather patterns disrupt agriculture, making it harder for farmers to grow the crops we all depend on. This can lead to food shortages and increased prices, affecting the most vulnerable people in our societies first and foremost. Our health is also at risk, from heat waves to the spread of diseases. It is a sobering picture, and one that can feel overwhelming. The scale of the challenge is immense, and it can be easy to feel that the problem is simply too big for any one of us to make a difference. But that is where despair can lead us astray. The systems that are causing this problem were built by human decisions, and they can be changed by human decisions. The future is not yet written. We have the knowledge, we have the ingenuity, and we have the capacity for change. The key is to recognize that the power to alter our course lies with each and every one of us. The path to a healthier planet begins not in the halls of power, but in our own homes and in our daily lives. We can start by being more mindful of the energy we use. Every time we turn off a light when we leave a room or choose an energy-efficient appliance, we reduce the demand for electricity that is so often generated by burning fossil fuels. Insulating our homes to keep them warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer is another simple yet powerful action. These small acts of conservation, when multiplied by millions of people, add up to a significant reduction in our collective carbon footprint, easing the pressure on our atmosphere. We must also reconsider what we consume and what we waste. The modern culture of disposability has a hidden environmental cost. By choosing to reduce, reuse, and recycle, we can make a tangible difference. Recycling materials like paper, glass, and plastic means less energy is needed to create new products from scratch. It also means less waste ends up in landfills, which can be a source of methane emissions. Thinking carefully about our purchases, choosing products with less packaging, and repairing items instead of replacing them are all choices that honor our planet's finite resources and help to protect it. How we travel is another crucial area where our choices matter. Many of our journeys are powered by burning petrol and diesel, releasing carbon dioxide directly into the air. Whenever possible, we can choose to walk, cycle, or use public transport. These alternatives not only reduce our individual emissions, but also lead to cleaner air in our towns and cities, making them healthier places to live. For longer journeys, we can consider our options and support the development of cleaner transportation technologies. Every journey we choose to make in a more sustainable way is a vote for a healthier climate. Ultimately, our greatest power lies in our collective voice. By making sustainable choices, we send a clear message to businesses and governments that we demand change. We can support companies that are committed to renewable energy and sustainable practices. We can encourage our leaders to invest in clean energy sources like solar and wind power, to protect our forests, and to build a green economy. It is easy to feel that one person's actions are just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean is made of individual drops. Our planet is at a crossroads, and the path we take is up to us. Let us choose the path of hope, of action, and of responsibility, for the sake of the magnificent world that is our only home. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more content on how we can all make a difference. Together, our actions can shape a better future.